Bum ba dum ba dum ba da ba ba. Ba da ba dum. Ba da ba da. Ba ba da ba dum ba da ba boom. Ba da ba dum ba dum ba da bum ba dum boom. Ah, zip da bum dow. Don't ask me what that means. I have no idea. I'm just having a good time. Hello, travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios, or if you are new to the channel, hey there and welcome to you. My name is JGardo1, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the world's virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. I am, as I said, JGardo1, and we are back on the world of Gyros, my friends, with a very specific task in mind for today's main session. Yes, I know I was on earlier, but that was for a different problem. That was for a different task. This is today's stream. And today's stream is focused on one task above all others. Also, hello, Leo. Glad you can make it. If anybody else is saying anything, I apologize. I can't... For some reason, I can't see the chat. It's not wanting to load. I don't know why. Ah, there it is! Thank you for posting the rules there, Leo. Appreciate it. Alright, so, what is it we're going to be doing today? What is it we're going to be doing now? Well, we are going to be finishing the rail line connecting the two desert temples that we were prepping for villagers, and then... once that is done, we will be turning our attention to one particular little bit of business that must be taken care of, and that is getting the second temple prepped for the villagers that are going to be going into it. After that, it's just a matter of making sure the villagers at the breeder temple can, well, breed. Basically, feeding them a whole boatload of carrots, potatoes, or beetroot. Whatever we can feed them, we're going to feed them. To everybody who is not chatting, hello to y'all. Feel free to chat if you would like to. So long as you can keep it family friendly, that is. And to everybody who is watching after the fact, hey, feel free to leave a comment if you want to. Hello, Nofeek. It's good to see you. Oh, it is good to be back on this channel, I can tell you that. Oh my gosh, they really do just go ham on the rabbits, don't they? The cats actually just go crazy at the rabbits. Hello, Nofeek. It is good to see you. How are you doing? You doing well? I hope so. And I hope the same for everybody else. Hope everybody is having a good day or night, depending on where they are in the world. Please tell me that I have the gold somewhere that I need for powered rails, because I had to go to Winter Harbor to get redstone dust. I hope I don't have to make that trip again. Because if I do have to make that trip again, whether I have to travel through the Nether or through the overworld on the rail line, I'm going to be annoyed. I do not want to have to make that trip again right now. Well, we got husks. We got husks looking at the villager temple. I call this one the villager temple because it's specifically for breeding the villagers. Please tell me that I've got gold here, because I can't figure out where my gold is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Moment of panic averted. I was really concerned that I didn't have the stuff here that I need, and that I needed the redstone dust for. That would have been absolutely infuriating to have come all this way only to trip at the finish line because I had forgotten to make sure I still had the gold with me. Hmm. Would you like to fight a 100 chicken-sized zombie or a zombie-sized chicken? That depends on if the chickens are hostile. If the zombie-sized chickens are hostile, then yeah, I probably would still want to fight them rather than the chicken-sized zombies. If we're talking about Minecraft, if we're talking about real life, I'll take the zombie-sized chickens and assume that they are not hostile by nature. If they're hostile by nature, then I would just say nope and run, no matter which one I'm being presented with. Because I ain't enlisting for that crud. I ain't sticking around for that garbage. That stuff, you can keep. I will walk the other way. I will turn around, and I will walk the other way. Stream problem? What stream problem? Were you having a streaming problem? I'm curious. I'm curious now what you mean by stream problem. Because I honestly do not know what you mean. Do I? Yes, I do still have the levers. Oh, wait. I need to get those out. Darn it. There we go. Put that back in there. Got those. I need those. Do I have more cobblestone? I do indeed. I need a bunch of these. Oh, you were having a glitch? Oh, yeah. I kind of remember that. You said that you were saying you were having trouble getting it to work for some reason. So you're able to fix it? You're able to get it working for you again? Or at all, I guess? If it wasn't working before, how would it be working again? Wonderful articulation there, J-Guard. Absolutely wonderful articulation. Once we get the rail line finished... I just want to double check that the rail line is actually finished. I thought for a second that I had finished it when I was setting up the stream, and then as the stream was starting, I realized I may not have actually finished it. I may have gotten close to it and then not, which would be why I needed redstone dust. Oh, well, I consider that an honor. Cool. Cool. I hope it goes well for you. It certainly is fun for me, I'll tell you that. I enjoy streaming. Streaming, playing the game that I enjoy, and sharing my experience with it with everybody else who wants to watch. Chatting with gamers as I play, chatting with other people as I play. It's fun. I say it that way because I'm going to assume not everybody who watches is a dedicated gamer. Some people may be the sort that just want to watch. They don't necessarily like playing the complicated games, but they enjoy watching them. I actually know someone who's like that. They are fascinated by watching the game, but they don't necessarily enjoy playing the game because it's more complicated than they're comfortable with. Which I can totally understand that. I'm never going to say that Minecraft is the simplest game of all, or anything to that effect. It is a very straightforward game, depending on how you play it. And you can play it so that it's not that complicated at all. But not everybody plays that way. Not everybody plays that way, and some people don't know how to set it up that way. So, there you go. So yeah, I definitely enjoy streaming. And I hope you get to as well. Well, when I'm streaming in this style, when I'm streaming from my PlayStation, I actually have to have another device turned on watching the stream. But when I'm streaming from a computer of some kind, there's this program that I can bring up that will actually display it as a transparent overlay over my game. As long as I don't make the game full screen. If I make the game full screen, then it can't display the chat over what I am, over what I'm playing. So it's kind of a trade-off. If you're hosting the stream from your PlayStation directly, then you're gonna have to settle for watching the chat and the stream on another device to make sure everything is going the way you want it to. If you are hosting the stream from a computer and you are able to set it up so that you have such a program, you can set up a deal that will display the chat over an over a windowed game. The one I use, unfortunately, cannot do it over a full screen game. I have tried that and it doesn't work. It simply cannot do it in that event. Nice! That's not bad. That's a good start. That is a solid start. A solid start for anybody who wants to do streaming. I will warn you, it's going to take some time to really get the ball going, most likely. But if you stick to it, make sure you're doing something you enjoy, you should be doing pretty good. You should get going pretty good. At least based on my experience. But then my experience may not be the same as your experience. And it is going to depend on your audience as well. I will warn you about that. The audience is going to play a big part in how well the channel does as you go along. So that is the one other thing I would advise keeping in mind. Alright, so now I've got a rail line that will take my villagers all the way from the villager breeder temple to this structure, to this temple. And this is going to be the trading temple. The Trader's Temple. Temple of the Tradesmen. Not Temple of Doom. Temple of Tradesmen. The Temple of Occupation! Nah, that doesn't work. Trader Temple is the simplest way to name it. And just over there, the Iron Pyramid. Hey, Allison! Yeah, right. The meme. Gotta start off with the meme, huh? It's good to see you, Ellison. Glad you could make it to the stream. And he's got to reply with another meme. Oh, my goodness. I guess it's kind of good that these memes are not, like, bad. These memes are good. Somewhat, I'll say somewhat wholesome. They're not downright crude or anything like some memes can be. That is one thing. That's part of why I don't usually like memes. A lot of them are just not good. But so far the ones from the Memecraft movie are not so bad. And yes, I will stick to calling it the Memecraft movie. Because that's what it is. It's one massive meme. made at the expense of Minecraft community. And if anybody wants to deny this as being a fact, people, look at how many videos and shorts during the movie's initial period look at how many of those things use those as memes, and you'll see it's a meme craft movie. Communicating by means of meme. Yeah, well, if that's how you prefer to do it. Oh, please, none of that. No talky brain rot in the chat, please. No talky that stuff, please. That's too much. That would just take it too far. Alright, I need this, and I'm gonna need trapdoors. I want to go with jungle trapdoors. So let's see what we can do with that. Turn as many of... There we go, that'll do. And then put that back in there, put that back in there. We got jungle trapdoors. I need mine carts. Let's see here. Where would I have put the mine carts? Where can I find them? Because I'm sure I have some somewhere. It wouldn't be normal for me to not have some lying around at this point. Well, there's a hopper cart. Don't need hopper carts, though. I need regular mine carts. There's a bucket. How is it I have a bucket, but not a mine cart? That feels odd to me. It feels odd that I would have a mine cart not be around, and yet I'd have an empty bucket. Absolutely not. That is an adult show, and it is not family-friendly. And so I would also appreciate it not being discussed in the chat, please. Keep the chat to family-friendly topics. Well, anyway, I'm afraid I don't really give it on because rules are rules. And anyway, I would rather we not discuss something that is not family-friendly. It is, after all, as I said, rules are rules, and I have the rules for a reason. Alright, let's see here. What did I need? Minecarts. Minecarts. That's what I need. I need a couple of minecarts. Could I possibly have them in... Oh, you know, it would be so... It would make perfect sense if I had minecarts in the Sandstorm Station. What do I like? E-rated games, T-rated games. Well, depending on the T-rated game. Depending on the game, T rating is okay. And then, cartoons like, what are some that I particularly like? Avatar: Last Airbender. That was a good one. That was a particularly good cartoon. I really enjoyed. It was solid fun. Solid fun. Like, I don't think there's been a cartoon that was as enjoyable for pretty much all ages as that one. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ellison. Yeah. Avatar Last Airbender was an absolute peak cartoon. It's probably one of the best animated and most enjoyable story-wise of any cartoon that I've ever seen. Good blend of serious story and comical antics. It didn't take itself too seriously, and yet you could understand and follow the whole thing real good. It was like there was never any doubt of what was going on. I never really cared for Adventure Time. I saw a few clips and bits of it. I'll admit, it looked like it had some interesting characters, but I was never a big fan of it. Having seen what the skin of that character in Minecraft fiction looks like, Ellison, I would be a little creeped out, but I doubt that I would ever see it. If it did decide to show up and cause me trouble, though, I would unleash an army of iron golems upon it, and let the golems, and possibly even a wither, go to town on it, and let them deal with it. Because I am not looking to deal with that garbage. I mean, let's look at how it was portrayed in one of the Minecraft animations I've seen in the past. There was one Minecraft animation that used that character, had it attack the Hypixel server place, and it was an interestingly done animation, and the characters seemed to be quite menacing. But what was ironic about that is it ended up being beaten by what's his face and his fish. Witherstorm, I run. Witherstorm, I exit the world and do not go back to that world ever again. Because, I'm sorry, but the Witherstorm is absolutely insane, and I would not want to have anything to do with it. Actually, I'm not even sorry for saying that. I would just not want to have anything to do with that particular Minecraft entity. And the sad thing is, that one is technically within the lore of the games now. Because, when you think about it, that one was made by the official people behind Minecraft. So, yeah. Witherstorm would never want to have anything to do with it. But it's the one that could be in actual Minecraft, quote-unquote, lore. Yeah, story mode. I will say, I've seen some of the acting for story mode, and all I can say is, why? Like, I don't know if the actors weren't really enthusiastic about it or what, but it just... The voice acting that I've heard from that thing, it all falls super darn flat. And it feels like the Minecraft-y aspects were half-hearted at the very best. Of course, I haven't really seen much of it, so I'm not really one to be taken as knowing exactly what I'm talking about in terms of that. But it is Minecraft, so it's fair to talk about. Are these guys breeding at all? I want so desperately to see if these guys are breeding. Where's the other guy? Where is the other guy? When did the other guy go? Where did he go? Oh. Okay, see, that was something I was afraid of. How did he end up in there? How did he get in there? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not great. Whoa, what the? Where'd he go? Okay, Mr. Lightning. Mr. Lightningfoot. Fastest villager in the world. Wow. Dude was gone like... Hey! Hey! Get away from the beds! You're not supposed to be over here. No! No! Ah! Dang it! Ugh. Okay. You've seen this side of the wall. Now go back. Stop! You... Thunder... Brain... Where the... Dunderhead, get in your home! Come on, man. Stop! He will not go in! Get in there! Finally! Oi! What a dunderbrain! And seriously, how did he get in the hole? He's not supposed to be able to get in the hole. Oh, shoot. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, well, there goes a minecart. Oh, nope, nope, nope. It didn't go all the way. That's right, because it doesn't have an entity in it. If an entity's not in it, then... then they won't travel as far. I wouldn't say he was making me crash out, but he was definitely driving me crazy. It's like, how in the world did he get in that pit? He wasn't supposed to be able to do that. There's blocks in the way. Yeah, he pretty much was. And he was on a roll to do it. Okay, now they're both down there. They are prepped for breeding. That's good. That's what I want. I want them to breed. Because the baby villagers are the ones that are supposed to go down there. Baby villagers are supposed to go down into the pit. The grown villagers are supposed to stay in there or end up in here waiting to be moved. I hope he doesn't. If he does, I'm gonna not be happy. That's for sure. Well, there's one baby. Let's hope we get more. Because we're gonna need a good number of them. Alright, I am going to go to the trading temple real quick. This will give me a chance to both test the rail line to make sure it works, and I'll be able to go over there and check things out. I don't think I really need to do that, because as long as the villagers keep producing babies, they'll end up pushing each other towards the water flow that's supposed to take them up to the storing chamber. Packed ice only really works if they're getting significant momentum from the water. But I may change that later. I may go check in on our armadillos later. We don't have as many anymore, but we've still got a couple. And they're still cool little dudes. Okay, so that's gonna work just the way I want it to. Good. Alright, so that's something that'll go the way I want it. Alright, let's take out these pillars, because I'm not gonna need them. I don't want them getting in the way. Lock off this hole. Why? Oh. It was because that hole was supposed to be for the, it was supposed to be for the torches. I'll have to get some iron doors put in. I'll have to get some iron doors and some kind of pressure plates to block up some of these chambers. For now, I'm gonna light this chamber up, but I'm thinking this chamber will end up eventually getting a, what is it? Beacon. This temple may eventually get a beacon. Possibly the other one too, once I can set up a means of feeding the villagers from inside the temple without having to be up in the top part of it. But I'll figure that out when I can. Yes, I remember, Ellison. Yes, laugh it up, laugh at the funny moment. It was admittedly very funny. But let's not drive it into the ground, please. At the same time. Funny though it may have been, let's not drive it into the ground. Yes? Yes, thank you. Okay. Boop. And yeah, that's in a good spot. And boop. That's not in a good spot. And boop. There we go. And bop. Just for good measure. And now we fill in the gaps to make sure we don't have to deal with monsters we don't want. Anything that could kill our tradesmen, that wouldn't be agreeable. It would stink if they got killed by anything that could spawn inside of this temple. You see, this is where they're going to get to live forever, inside of comfy stalls. There we go. 3 things from Minecraft to become reality. First thing I would ask for would be the ender chest. And to be able to place them in the same way that they interact in Minecraft. I would want the ender chest to become reality. Because then, I got storage just about anywhere as long as I carry an ender chest with me. It would be particularly good if I could strap it to my back. Like a backpack. If there was an ender chest type backpack. That would be ideal. After that, I would probably have to think on what else I would want, because I don't know what else I would want. The ender chest would be my top thing to wish would become real from Minecraft. Because then with an ender chest, you'd have however much storage the ender chest can have, connected to wherever else you place an ender chest throughout the world. I guess a Totem of Undying would be something that would be helpful, just to have like a once-off revive for if you get into like an accident. But I think after that, maybe I'd probably want either an LA or a tamed wolf. And I specifically would say tamed wolf that was bonded to me. That way there could be no mistake. The wolf would be mine. I've never actually had the chance to play it before, Ellison. Never had anybody to play with. I would love to be able to get with some fellow content creators and play the game somehow, but I think that's something that will wait for a long time yet. But we shall see. Maybe one day it will happen. If not, that's fine. We shall see what will be. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. If it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, well, that's okay. Well, that's alright then. We'll put a chest here. I'm gonna... I need to make more ender chests at some point. We shall see. I will say that right now, thinking about Among Us, all I can think of is one of the sessions that Grian and the other hermits ended up having of playing Among Us together. And there was a moment once they were playing with the proximity mod on the PC version of the game. Scar made a big and comical mistake. He was the imposter, and he made the mistake of singing as he finished off one of the other players, a player that was not actually one of the hermits of Hermitcraft, but he was playing with him. Guy's username is Skizzleman, and Scar was singing. He was basically singing the yo ho, a pirate's life for me. And he ended it with, "We kill Skizzleman!" And that was actually what got him caught, because somebody overheard him singing because of the proximity mod. It was really, really funny. It was like he did not realize that he could be heard from so far away by the other players. Well, I will say that if modded items could be part of the request for things to be made into real life from Minecraft, the Ender Chest would still be my top request, but I would ask for one from a specific mod. I would ask for 3 stacks of a deployable Ender Chest from this particular mod that enhances it so that you can color code specific Ender Chest sets to link up their inventories, and then I could have things from specific locations be getting sent along Ender Chest chains to and from specific locations. Interesting idea, yes? But I would definitely have that still. I would have that be my #1 request for a Minecraft become reality thing. And then I would have like 3 stacks of those things. Elden Ring is not something I intend to play anytime soon. I'm pretty sure that's an M-rated game, and M-rated games are generally not going to be on this channel. I might eventually have a second channel where I do those, but that one will be restricted. And it's for good reason. I have my reasons, but I can assure you they are good ones. So, I don't plan on ever playing Elden Ring, but if I ever got the chance to try it, I would be interested. Just to be able to say that I had. If for no other reason. Alright, so I've got trapdoors. I need to bring workstations over to the trading hall. Thankfully, we've got those right here. The beauty of bundles, you can carry so darn much in these bundles. I absolutely love that you can carry all this kind of stuff in a bundle. It's meant for cleaning up your inventory, not for being an early game shulker box, per se. I don't know what I would react to, though, Nofeek. Every time I want to react to something, it's after I've already reacted to it. Like, you should have heard me when I first saw the trailer for Sora from Kingdom Hearts in Super Smash Bros. Oh my gosh. I was happy. I was beyond happy. He finally made it. The last character to get added to Smash Bros. Ultimate was my absolute favorite one that I had wanted to be brought into the game. I have no problem with saying I was over the moon. And if you want to draw conclusions of what that sounded like, I'm not going to say don't, but I was, like, jumping up and down. I can tell you that. I was practically jumping up and down with joy. Because he was a character that I had wanted to be in that game that I doubted would ever get in. And then suddenly he was. Oh no! Oh, Ellison, why would you do that? I would assume you were having a bad day that day. When you punched the baby villager into lava. Because that's cold-hearted. But at the same time, I can understand doing it if you were having a bad day. Because it is a game, after all. Yep, 1, 2... Oh, what are you talking about, Nofeek? I am curious and confused. Confused and curious. Curious and confused. Confusion! Thy name is currently Jgardo1. Are we surprised? No. But we are confused. Just wanted to do it. Yeah, I guess every now and then the impulses went out and you just have to do something like that. I would have suggested using a piston to push him into the lava. Set up a piston with a slime block and just flick the lever. Pull the lever, Kronk! And then bounce the little guy into the lava pit. I've seen that pop up a couple of times on suggestions, because I do watch a lot of fan dubs of comics and stuff from different channels. So I may look into that. I have been slightly curious to see what the heck it is. I know it's somebody's fan-made crossover thing, but beyond that I don't know anything about it, so I'm mildly curious to see what it is. I want to come back here and see if we've got any more baby villagers. I'm really hoping that the way I've set up this breeder will actually work to get me a bunch of villagers in the little chute, you know. Oh, you don't? They do something to tick you off? I can totally understand if that's the case. If they did something to tick you off, especially if they did it on purpose. If they try to tick you off on purpose, then I can definitely understand them having a... I can definitely understand you having a problem with them after that. Because somebody who tries to tick you off on purpose, just to see the reaction, not fun to be around that kind of person. Okay, yeah, that's no good. That is definitely no good. That is definitely no good. That is... Ugh. I'm sorry. If you got an animal and you end up deciding you don't want it, take it to a shelter. Don't just abandon it. Like, good grief. That's just cold and... Yeesh. Make a few of these. I want to have these take over to the other location. Pop that in there. Sounds like we've got a couple of baby villagers in there now, which is good. That's what I want. As I've said before, I want there to be baby villagers, and I want them to drop in the chute. But I am sorry that happened, Ellison, and I hope that maybe one day somehow you guys find the that dog. I am so sorry that your cousin abandoned it, but I do hope that you guys either find it or that it at least finds its way to a good home. Who knows? Maybe it will. So, I'm trying to think. What, aside from the ender chest, would I want? What else from the ender chest? What else besides the ender chest would I want from Minecraft to be made real life? Modded and unmodded, both being considered, I would still want that ender chest thing that I mentioned. Particularly the special ones that can be, like, color code coordinated so that you can have specific ender chests for storing and moving different things from different places. And I guess technically I'd have to wish for a means to be able to pick up those ender chests, so I would probably have to wish for the enchanted pickaxe, a fully enchanted silk touch pick, so that I could pick up the chests and take them with me. If that was a requirement, if that wasn't something that came with the chests, that would take up the second. That would probably take up the second spot. I see, I see. Huh. Servers for real life. That would be kind of crazy. That would be kind of crazy. Imagine having a portal to like a pocket dimension, all your own, or one that you can host basically for other people to join you in. That would be crazy. Being able to do that, being able to have like a pocket world that is just safe for everybody that goes into it, and you and your friends can just hang out there, do whatever you want. No consequence on reality outside of it. That'd be nuts. But at the same time, it'd be so awesome. What are you saying there, Nofeek? I'm not sure what you're, not sure what you're saying there. I just realized I'm gonna have to set up some beds along part of this temple so that the villagers will acknowledge it as someplace they can call home. That way they will cycle their trades. I may even have to have as many beds in here as there are villagers. So 6 and 6. We can have 12 villagers in here with the current setup. That's actually not bad. That's actually not a bad count of villagers. I will say, Nofeek, if you're trying to troll me, please don't. I've said before, I'll say again, I don't like trolly behavior. It's probably one of the easiest ways to annoy me, so please don't do it. Especially not on purpose. Accidental I can excuse like once or twice, but doing it on purpose? No. Alright, we got trapdoors in place, so villagers will be able to be pushed into these holes nice and safe and secure. They'll be able to go into their cubbies and be secure. It's alright, just gotta understand that kind of stuff has become very annoying to me over time. I've dealt with too many people that have done that kind of stuff, and I really rather not deal with it nowadays. And you've dealt with it for as long and in as many ways as I have. And I have dealt with it several ways for some time now. I would really just rather not have to endure it, you know? But as long as you don't... As long as you're not, like, being malicious or anything, a little bit of mischief isn't bad now and then. It's like, my view on a prank is that play hard, clean up harder, nobody gets hurt, nothing valuable is damaged. Once any of those lines are crossed, then it's just... After that point, it's just baloney. You know what I mean? There is a point where it just goes too far, and I've had too many people push it too far. I remember, Ellison. I remember. Yeah, that's the kind of troll behavior that I would not like. No, I do not, Nofeek. I do not have a Minecraft server or a realm right now. I had a realm briefly, just long enough to move some worlds around, but I don't have it anymore. It ran out of time. It was just a brief trial run of a realm, and I liked the idea of it, but I didn't end up continuing it because I couldn't do it. And I don't have a server in Minecraft in general because, well, unfortunately those things cost to run, and I don't have the setup to be able to afford that. Give me these iron doors. Give me these iron doors. I'll take them with me. I run off of the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and it's about 9:30 right now. Running on the Eastern Standard Time Zone, it would be 9:30 right now. Excuse me, specifically 9:32. I am going to need more minecarts. Let's make a couple... Let's make a few mine carts to put in the thing, just to make sure that it doesn't run out too quickly. Good. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I have no idea what that's from, but Enya used to say it a lot, so... It's kind of gotten stuck in my head. The pain in my neck. Awesome big brother, but he's still a pain in my neck. And isn't that the way brothers are? They're the best friends you could ever have, but they will also be the biggest pain in your neck. If my experience with my brother is anything to go by, Enya is the most awesome guy in the world, but he can be a real pain in my neck. Make no mistake. as long as it was nothing irreplaceable, I think I could tolerate that kind of prank. That kind of thing I could probably tolerate. Again, nothing too valuable. Hey! It's a cat! Oh! Hear its little meow? That was actually kind of cute. So, still thinking on the, what 3 things from Minecraft would I want to have be real? If we could assume that in wishing for 3 stacks of ender chests that are actually deployable and can be picked up just like they are in the game, assuming that that would mean I'm given a Silk Touch pickaxe to work with as like a bonus so that I can actually use these ender chests. Well, I do really like this question because it's a good question. It's one to really think on. Because there's a lot of things from Minecraft that could be useful. The ender chests would definitely be a thing. If the pickaxe had to come separate, that'd take up a second item. But if it was included with the ender chests, which would make sense to me, as that would be what would be required to make it so that they were practical, then the next thing that I would want would be a tamed wolf. A tamed Minecraft wolf, because then you got a loyal companion that'll follow you around, protect you as best as it can. It can let you know if there's trouble around. But then that would leave me unsure what to ask for the third thing. Assuming that the wolf would be its own thing and the ender chest would come with a pickaxe. Because I haven't given my full answer yet. That's the other reason why I'm still doing this question. Because I haven't given a full answer. I've only given 2 things that I would want. No, the camel was just crouched. The camel was just lying down, that's all. It still remembered how its physics work, Ellison. It still remembers how Minecraft logic works. It just happened to be sitting when we saw it, so. Nice try, though. Nice try. So, yeah, ender chest. Assume the Silk Touch pick would come with that. And then the wolf. I'm not sure what else I would ask for. I'm not sure what else I would say I would wish was real from Minecraft. Huh. Well, you make sure you prepare for those exams then, Nofeek. Like, good grief. Real life has to come first. How many times have I said that? That includes school and exams and stuff. I'm gonna grab some of this kelp. I want to cook it up into dried kelp. I want to start converting the kelp into dried kelp so that I can start building a stockpile of fuel. I mean, that's the whole reason I have the kelp farm, because it's a renewable fuel that doesn't require the breaking down of trees. So I don't have to go choppy choppy. I can just smacky smacky with an open fist. I can go punchy punchy. And then boom. Tons of fuel. Well, tons of fuel in the making. No thanks, no feek. We'll see, Ellison. We'll see. Alright. I love that the Minecraft wolves now have these personalities to them. Makes them a whole lot more interesting. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that individual. I remember you mentioning them. It's been a while. No, that's not the first time I've done that. I've done that before, no fake. It's just been a while since I did it. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and reclaim one of my ender chests, because I need to be carrying one of these with me as I travel. So, setting up the second temple was actually a lot quicker and easier than I originally thought it would be. All I really had to do was put in the... finish putting in the rails to connect the two temples and set up the stalls for our villagers to know how many we could actually fit in there. And I'm already all set to start getting villagers in. I just have to get them from the breeder temple. Alright, Ellison. Sounds cool. Sounds cool. I hope that goes well. Let's go check in on the animals. I haven't been to see the animals in a little bit. I mean, nothing bad's gonna have happened to them, but not a bad idea to drop in and... See, that's part of why it's a good idea to drop in on the animals every now and then, because they might have more items for us to put away. Look at all these brown eggs. So many eggs, it's ridiculous. What just happened? Wait, how'd they get off the leads? Oh, did my throwing the eggs... Did the eggs hit the leads and break them off? I would not have expected that to be a thing, but at the same time, that's the only explanation I can come up with. That is absolutely irritating. Come here. We gotta put them back. We'll leave one chicken to run around. I don't have any problem with that. At some point, I gotta figure out how to set up a red mushroom farm. Sure, as long as it's okay for a family-friendly channel. I know, I stress the family-friendly thing a lot, but I want to keep my channel that way. Because 7, 8, 9, I've heard this one a lot lately. I'm not even kidding. I just heard that joke again, like, yesterday. So, I've heard it a lot recently. It's not a bad joke, but I have heard it a lot recently. Man, those guys are productive. Those chickens and armadillos are super darn productive. That's awesome. Beetroots are ready to be harvested. I have no idea. Why did the bunny cross the road? I mean, what, was he trying to run away from a fox or something? That'd be my first thought. I don't know why, but for some reason that would be my first thought. To get to IHOP. Oh! Okay, that was good. Okay, that was pretty good. I give you that one. I give you that one. That was good. Well played. Well played, Ellison. Well played. That was actually pretty solid. Oh yeah, there's already a ton of stuff in here. Well, let's see if we can compress this gold real quick. Boop! And we'll put it in this one, because that's where the gold is. And then we can put this one with ores in here. And I've got a bunch of ores to process at some point. Well, I've got a joke. It's kind of corny. I've said it a lot before, but I'll throw you guys' way. How does an ocean say goodbye? I'll tell you. It waves. Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's corny, but it's one of the few that I know that's fairly decent. Yeah, it's a one that's been around for a while, and I've done that joke before. So I figured it was one that you guys would probably know, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Alright, should I spend my next AFK session over here, or over at the Villager Breeder Temple? I'm thinking one session here at the Iron Pyramid, and then later I do another one over at the Villager Breeder, so I can get some baby villagers stockpiled. But I really need to start getting iron here, so... Yep, that was the answer. Okay, this guy needs to get out of the door. Why is that guy in the door? Dagnabbit, he's stuck outside now. Oh, good, he knows where he belongs. He wanted to come out. He wanted to come out. He wanted to go back in the chamber. Good man. Why is this thing not farming? I'm very curious why there are no golems Why, it seems like there are no golems spawning. I wonder why that is. Well, I'll find out, I guess. Because with everything taken care of so far, with the villager temple, the villager breeder temple set up, and the trading temple set up, all that's left is to wait for some baby villagers to spawn over at the breeder temple. But for right now, that's going to take a little while to get any kind of stockpile of them going. So I think for the time being, that's going to do it for this session, everybody. So thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream, both those watching live and those watching afterwards. If you did, please be sure to leave likes and comments. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out the About page for links to other pages with more content from yours truly. Share the channel with your friends if you think they might enjoy the content too. And of course, don't forget to smack the notification bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video. Until next time, everybody, I am Gyros1, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical, and I will see you all next time, right here on the Guardian Studios. Bye!